Before we get into the video, do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. Now just before I start, I want to say I appreciate everybody that's watching these videos. Now that's all said and done, let's get down to it. So one thing I'll say about UK drill rappers is they do rap about what they really live for the most part. Now whether that's just them being plain stupid or authentic or keeping it quote unquote real. 18-year-old Hussain Chaudhry, who was a law student, was fatally stabbed at his home and in front of his own family members by two people who were trying to rob him of a designer jacket. And it's also believed that Zone2 member Chinkz was also involved in the crime. Now I do believe he did play a lesser role, and that role was assisting the offenders. But because these people are rappers, they like to embellish the truth. So now people are assuming that Chinkz from Zone 2 has been stabbing up civilians. Now Marvin Ward and Alex Morris, who were also both 18 years old, armed themselves with machetes and they sliced and chopped and hacked away at Hussain Chaudhry while his own mum and brother tried to fight off the attackers. They were both wounded trying to save their loved one. Now the court heard that Marvin and Alex arranged to meet Hussain on March 17th at his address in Lee Bridge Road in order to buy the designer jacket he had advertised for sale. Now when Marvin and Alex arrived, they asked if the jacket was available in a smaller size, and they actually pretended to be interested, and that was in order to lure Hussain into a false sense of security. And that's when they pounced. What they did was pull out machetes, and the sale then turned into a robbery. Now this is how cheeky Alex Morris was. He threatened Hussain and then invited himself into the house. He then searched his room for goods and items while his mate called for a taxi. Marvin held Hussain at knife point and made him sit in the living room, but then his mum had come home during the chaos and Hussain had to make a split decision, and that was to make sure that no harm came to his mum, so he got up, and that's when all hell broke loose and everyone started fighting. In the attack, Hussain was stabbed in the neck, his mum suffered a serious slice to the thumb, and Hussain's brother's was also sliced in the hand. Hussain was pronounced dead at the scene while the cowardly attackers fled. One of them fled earlier and the other one jumped out the window and made a run for it. Now imagine Hussain was killed all because he wanted to sell his designer jacket and make some money, and some opportunists took advantage of the opportunity and then decided to kill him. All I can say is condolences. And of course, both Ward and Morris were found guilty of possession of a machete in a public place and manslaughter and maliciously wounding Hussain's mum and brother, and they are due to be sentenced in February 2022. As for Chinkz from Zone 2, he is currently in prison already, and all I can say is good riddance to all three of them. Stay safe.